Hey, what's up everybody? This is Damron. We're playing Gears 5. This is part of my Master Escape series, which brings us to the Onslaught, part of Operation 4. Let's take a look at the modifiers. We got poison drones, so drone and variants are going to cause a poison puddle on their death. Your ultimates are going to take a longer time to recharge. The heavy enemies, Scions and DRs, are going to cloak within 10 meters. And also attacks from Grenadiers are going to cause shock chain damage. We also got some usual suspects, more health, more lethal, and Iron Man on. So let's jump right into this hive. This particular escape map can be challenging until you kind of know what to do. There's a very reliable and easy way to get through this escape map, and we're going to go over that with you. First off, the characters that we're bringing into this map, we've got Kate with all of her shotgun abilities. We've got Clayton with his increased damage with mulchers, as well as his ability to kind of tank damage, and his reflect ultimate is very useful. And we've also got Foz. Foz is really helpful for this map in a couple scenarios where he's going to be able to utilize a sniper rifle. Right in the beginning, there's going to be a left-hand ammo room that's going to have a sniper in it. Foz is going to go ahead and pick that up, and he's going to be ready to roll. There's going to be two troikas on the front end right here. As soon as you get up here, you want the Clayton and the Kate character to go ahead and hop on the troika, and you're just going to decimate all of the enemies that are kind of coming up into this area. We're just going to sit here and we're going to kill all of these enemies. Foz is going to go ahead and go around to the right-hand side, and he's going to have sniper shots and just maybe some other shots on these enemies where he's going to be able to kind of kill anything that gets through, because if something does kind of make it past that entryway there, then they can kind of come around your backside and hit you while you're kind of standing on the troika. So you definitely wanted a player down there to kind of keep an eye on that. Just something to mention, I've mentioned in previous videos, they did say when Operation 5 comes out, they're going to separate characters from classes. What does that mean? Eventually you're going to be able to play all class abilities with any kind of character skin that you want. So, you know, as these guys stand the test of time, we're not doing any exploits or anything. The characters that we're going to be using, if you come here post Operation 5, are actually going to be the classes that you want to use, right? So keep that in mind. Also, what you can see here, you just saw me kind of shoot on the upper ledge up there. There's actually snipers up there that pop, and they're very difficult to shoot, but if you kind of keep shooting up there, you could actually just see a bullet whiz past my head there. But those snipers will actually down you on the troika, so you're definitely going to want someone to try and pepper them a little bit. And, you know, it's kind of hard to kill them because you're not going to be able to get very many hits on them, but you're going to want to do your best. I was able to kill 2 of them, but if you just kind of leave them alone and you don't do anything, they eventually will probably down 1 or 2 people on the troika. And sometimes when they down you while you're on the troika, the game will glitch and you can't actually get back on the troika when a teammate revives you. You'll be locked out of getting back onto it. Hopefully they fix that one day, who knows, but just keep that in mind. Once you've cleared out all those enemies and the venom finally starts to kind of get up here, now there should be a ton of overkills on the ground for you, or Nashers. There's either going to be overkill enemies coming here, or there's going to be Nasher enemies coming here, okay? If it is the shock juvies, then it's going to be an overkill. If it's the frag juvies that are coming in, then it's going to be a Nasher. So keep that in mind. That'll kind of determine the drone type enemies that are coming in, the weapon that they're going to give Kate. But nonetheless, you should have your cards on that are going to give you better overkill damage and overkill capacity, as well as your custom Nasher on in case you're going to be picking up the Nasher, as well as laceration, right? Those are huge. So moving forward, we're going to press up here. Sometimes one of those snipers might still be here, but what we're going to do when we get up here is we're going to fill Kate up on ammo. We want to make sure she's got full overkill or full Nasher ammo. After she's full, then Foz or whoever else could grab a you know, ammo crate if there's one left over. But most important thing out of that ammo room is that Kate gets a full weapon. That's huge coming up for the next section, because your teammates don't really need as much ammo as Kate's going to need here. So coming up into this next section, Kate is going to go up into the right hand side, okay, and you're going to cover everything that comes up here. I think I actually get down right here. Unusually, I didn't want to take cover on that side. I wanted to kind of come in that nook there, but I ended up getting down, so I'm going to crawl back. But Kate's job is going to be able to watch this right hand side, okay, and you're going to kill everything that's coming up that right hand side. And you're going to have one of 2 situations. You're going to either have shock juvies or you're going to have frag juvies. As you can see here, we got shock juvies, and those are actually better and easier because they leave that shock grenade damage behind, and they end up killing kind of everything that comes up here, and you don't really have to shoot that much. The reason you want Kate over here is because it's going to be a little bit more close quarters than where you saw my teammates who were hiding behind that barricade back there. You want Malicious, who's being Foz in this particular playthrough, holding it down with the sniper rifle because he's got a long viewpoint to keep his shots up. Clayton, do what you can. It's not really critical that Clayton kind of does too much right here. It's really after that Clayton's going to get some of these salvos. He's going to get some tri-shots or mulchers, and he's going to start doing work. Once you kind of clear out this room, there is another safe room right here on your right hand side that you can see. There's a torque bow in here, so Clayton can grab that if you're running the torque bow cards. But again, the big thing, make sure that Kate has as much ammo as possible. When you go down here, depending on the spawn that you get, you're either going to get salvos or you're going to get tri-shot. Okay, so the salvo enemies are going to come if you have the frag juvies, and you're going to get tri-shots come in if you have the shock juvies. So keep that in mind. Ideally, you want to get the salvo, but it's okay. If you have a tri-shot with Clayton, that's going to work just fine. But be sure you pick those up as best you can. So there is, again, we're trying to get him to grab this torque bow. Me and Malicious are actually playing with a random in this particular playthrough. Hotshot wasn't able to make it, so we just kind of banged it out. So we're hanging out. Hey man, get this torque bow. Grab this torque bow, bro. Come on. All right. So let's get moving. We're on the last section of the first kind of portion of this escape map. This is a longer escape map. It's not too bad though. But we're going to go ahead and just kind of fill up all our ammo. As soon as you kind of cross this point here, the next, you kind of trigger the enemies to spawn. So you don't really want to run too far. And everybody can grab either a salvo or a tri-shot, whatever dropped, and go ahead and carry it down here. We're going to have a pretty large fight in the stairwell. So I just come down here, I'll just drop it. And there's also a troika here. Okay, so as Kate, I like to come down here on this kind of post and just kind of shoot down at this angle right here and kind of keep people at bay as best as I can. It gets overwhelming. You're probably not going to be able to stay here for the entire duration. Sometimes you can. Sometimes you can stay here. But it's a lot more challenging if they are frag juvies. You know, one of them will blow at you, and then you can't stay here anymore. They'll blow up and down you. Same thing with a shock juvie. If they blow up too close to you, then that shock damage is going to push you off the post like it is right here. Now, you can see up here, Foz is kind of doing the best he can. He's going to lay waste with that tri-shot shooting over this wall. And then you've got Clayton on the troika. He's going to shoot people if they come to the stairway, but he can actually shoot through this little window here that's right in front of me and kill enemies before they get to the actual, stairway itself. So ideally, you want to light up enemies as quickly as possible before they're actually coming up those stairs. If you get into a scenario where a lot of enemies are coming up the stairs and they're pushing you back, it can get overwhelming, especially if you have a juvie get up here. If you get juvies up here and they have a shock kind of pool sitting around the troika, you're going to be in big trouble. If you got, grenadier type juvies or grenade juvies and they come up here and blow up, that's going to end your run pretty quickly. So you want to keep them as bay as best you can. This is a little bit more challenging of a part in this mission, but it's not really too bad if you just get Clayton on that troika. You get Kate kind of standing here just damaging things as they come up, and then you've got Foz up there ripping them up with either the tri-shot or the salvo. You ideally are hitting them on that corner as they're coming around the first stairway. So that's not really too bad. Once you kind of clear up that, there will be a, depending on the weapon spawn that you get again and what you have in your playthrough, there should be plenty of overkill and or Nasher ammo for you if you're Kate to be able to go ahead and fill back up as you're moving forward. There's going to be tons of grenades here. Another option instead of bringing Foz or instead of bringing Clayton even is bringing Keegan. And if Keegan's in the map and you have the frags and the salvos, then that can actually be very, very easy because his explosive and bleed and shredder damage and all that can really make things pretty easy. But that's it for the first area. Let's go ahead and speed it up a little bit. Let's go ahead and get into the safe room. Let's take a breather. Let's get ready for the hard part, which I'm going to make very easy for you. The next section in Onslaught is the most challenging part if you don't know what to do. If you try to sit there and fight these enemies, it can be very difficult. But we found that you can actually push past the enemies before they spawn, because once they spawn, they start spawning in tons of waves, and it's a huge fight if you stay on master difficulty, and it's not really reliable. You can get through it. It's challenging though, and it's not a reliable way. What you want to do is come in here before the wave spawns. You saw Foz activate his ultimate ability. This is the best reason to bring Foz in here. Activate your ultimate and you're going to headshot the drones that are in the room. There's going to be 4 of them, sometimes 5, I think. You know, I'm not really sure, but generally just 4. As soon as you kill those, boom, you're out of there and you're going past it. Enemies are going to spawn behind you and they will follow you, so you have to move fast. So take this path that I'm taking here. You're going to come up to where these troikas are, but we're just going to keep going straight around it. And then there's going to be another section up here where there's like 4 to 6 drones and elite drones. Now as Kate, I'm going to activate my ability and I'm going to execute as many as I can. You've also got Clayton here. Clayton can use his reflect ability, and all you're trying to do is drop these enemies as fast as possible and move on, because if you're slow about it, the enemies that were in the first room after the safe room will start catching up to you, and then you're going to be in trouble. So you need to get past those enemies before they catch up to you and before the second set of enemies spawn in that room. So if you do it that way, you can actually just run to the end of the level and hold it down, and it's very easy to hold down with the troika back there. We've got full, you know, overkill basically with Kate, and Foz can kind of do whatever he wants, basically try to shoot whoever comes. But if you sprint here, what you're going to see is there's really no enemies that you're really going to have to worry about. So this is a really reliable strategy. We found this level to be very challenging until we kind of figured this out. You know, we were trying to like get through and play the level and survive that kind of onslaught, right? And it was tough, man. It was tough. We got through it several times, but it's challenging. It's not reliable. This is very reliable. You'll be able to get through this very easily and beat this level. Check it off your maps that you need to finish on master difficulty and go on to the next one. And hopefully I'll see you there. I hope you guys are enjoying these guides. I hope you're finding them helpful. If you like my guides, feel free to like and subscribe, and hopefully I'll see you in the next Gears 5 escape map on master difficulty. Damron out.